Hello, I'm Edward Tarte. In this video, I am going to explore the Christian premise that the Bible is the Word of God. More specifically, that the Bible was authored by God, the all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving Creator of all things, the most intelligent being in existence, and that He authored the Bible for the tremendous benefit of all subsequent generations, including us. So I turn to the Bible and look for evidence to support this premise. Exodus chapter 21. When a slave owner strikes a slave and the slave dies immediately, the owner shall be punished. But if the slave survives for a day or two, there is no punishment, for the slave is the owner's property. Is this passage good for our benefit or for anyone's benefit? No. This passage endorses slavery. It was not written by a loving, intelligent person. I turn to Leviticus chapter 1. When you bring an offering to the Lord, bring an animal. The priest is to burn all of it on the altar. It is a burnt offering, an aroma pleasing to the Lord. This animal sacrifice is thoroughly disgusting and makes no sense whatsoever. I look in the Bible for a wealth of wisdom from the most intelligent being in the universe. I turn to Judges chapter 4. Jael, Heber's wife, picked up a tent peg and a hammer and went to him while he was asleep. She drove the peg through his head and he died. I turn to Deuteronomy chapter 25. If two men are fighting and the wife of one of them comes to rescue her husband and she reaches out and seizes him by his private parts, cut off her hand. Show her no pity. These biblical passages and hundreds of others like them are disgusting, and they are about men and women doing things that are completely irrelevant. If God is going to write a book for our benefit, why would He put in it thousands of words of useless material? I now turn to Isaiah chapter 13, where God says, "Anyone who is captured will be run through with a sword. Their little children will be dashed to death right before their eyes. Their homes will be sacked and their wives raped. The attacking armies will have no mercy on helpless babies and will show no compassion for the children." That is in the Old Testament. I turn now to the New Testament, Matthew chapter 2. Mixed in with the Christmas story, there is a massacre of thousands of innocent children by King Herod, a massacre that was the direct result of the coming of Jesus, a massacre that the all-knowing Christian God certainly foresaw and certainly could have prevented. The Christian God is the supreme scientist, so I look in the Bible for something enlightening about the law of gravity, something about mathematics, something about biology, something about astronomy, about atoms and molecules, about viruses and cancer cells. There is none of this. Actually, I understand why there is nothing in the Bible to help us understand viruses and cancer cells. It is because the Christian God Himself created these deadly enemies of our well-being. The biblical New Testament is the source of Christian teaching about salvation through Jesus. But biblical scholars are agreed we have no accurate record of what Jesus said or did, nor of the purposes or consequences of His actions. We have no original manuscripts. We have copies of copies of copies of copies of translations of translations of translations, with thousands of errors and inaccuracies. If God wrote the Bible for our benefit, he would need to give us accurate versions of what he wrote, and none of that exists. We should expect God's Bible to fill us with awe, wonder, and amazement. We should expect it to contain brilliance, clarity, wisdom, incredible prose, and spectacular insight. Instead, the Bible is not like that. It contains hundreds of pages of nonsense and backwardness. An all-knowing God has nothing to do with its authorship. The Bible was written by primitive men. It advocates slavery, animal sacrifice, and senseless murder. It has no assurance of historical accuracy. The bottom line is, the Bible is not a reasonable foundation for anyone's religious beliefs. Thank you for watching this video.